Hi, family. So, one of my dreams, my wife being in a video with me, uh, it should happen more often. We won. That's what the Bible teaches. We are one. This ain't my videos, her videos, is ours, regardless how you look at it, right? You have a pastor, and so is his wife. So, this is the way we're keeping it real. So today we want to talk about because we get a lot of questions on marriage and all that. We have a marriage group and things like that. People get married for different reasons, you know. Some need to have security. Some are just plain lonely. Some people want to be part of, you know. And there's different reasons. And even when somebody gets married in the beginning, is like they still undecided, like, why am I doing this, you know? uh what am I getting into? Is this really gonna work? Why did I get married so soon? I think I should have waited a little. You get all this cold feet, you know. And there's some that get married and it's all about publicity, having a real big marriage for everybody to know that they got married. There's others like us, real quiet, you know, just went to City Hall and got married. You see, that don't mean that the love is any different. And to be realistic, sometimes I'm not gonna say statistics because I don't know if statistics, but from what I know, I've seen that a lot of people that get married in City Hall and do it quiet last longer than a lot of them big marriages. Unfortunately, but that's my opinion again, because that's what I've seen. Not from the world, but from the people I know. I only speak of what I know. If I don't know about something, I will not speak on it. So, this is today. I'm here to ask my wife a question, which is, why did you get married? What made you get married?
So I don't know, right? So we were just talking about it a few minutes before we even started the video. Uh, and honestly, right, if I think back to 18 years ago, even before the 18 years, I never wanted to get married. That was just my thought process. I was raised by a single mom. I was surrounded by single moms in the building, and I've talked about that before. And I just saw some powerful women raising their kids. I did see married couples and did see dads, but I saw that women could do it on their own. So I always thought that I'd be fine. I worked. I brought in money. I was able to, bring in money into the household. So I didn't think I needed anybody. Even after I had my daughter, I didn't think that I needed anybody. And then, we knew each other before that from growing up. And just when we started dating and really started talking about it, even when he first asked me to marry him, I said no, just out of sheer fear. And again, it was because what was the need to get married? We were together. And I just, in the way back of my mind, I just always knew that I was going to be a single woman and never get married. So I didn't even know if I thought this was going to be something that lasted. I thought it was just going to be maybe another love affair, maybe just we would date for a while and be together for a while. But I didn't even have trust and faith in myself more than anything else in actually getting something long term. So and it was my best friends, right, who convinced me to marry him, and then he did come back and he asked me again, so I was blessed with that. And when he asked me the second time, I said yes. And like he said, we went down to City Hall, and even getting married, I got married just afraid, not knowing what it was going to lead into, not knowing that 18 years later we'd still be here going strong and not looking any other way, till death do us part. Like, that's real for us. So why did I get married? I got married because I was in love and because he made me feel secure. And he knew that this was going to be a long term lasting thing. So I jumped in with both feet.
Hmm.
Right?
That's great.
Yeah. And then for him, right? And I'll ask you the same question, right? You have been married twice before.
Yes.
one marriage was annulled and the other one was a long-term marriage, but you spent more time in jail than you actually did married, right? But you didn't have a good history with marriage, so why did you decide to get married again?
Wow. I, you know, I mentioned to you in a video one time that I went to a jail to see a guy, and it was the first time that I felt the Lord's presence. I really said that to y'all, you know, and then just thinking and all that. I had came out of jail in '95, and I went to see my mother, and she was there, you know, and I don't know, like I don't know if it was God that spoke to me. I don't know what it was, you know. My son was with me, and I said, you know, if I ever decide to change my life, and I be able to change my life, I would like for her to be my wife. And mind you, it didn't have nothing to do with her being fine, you know, or anything like that. It's just something that I felt inside, you know, that I really felt that she's the one. And mind you, because I used to talk to her and write letters to her from when I was in jail. And we make it a joke, but it's the truth. You know, like she said, I was married twice. And I told her, you know, one day I was talking to her and I said, you know what, when I go home, I don't want to marry a black woman. I don't want to marry a Puerto Rican woman. I'm going to go get a woman from a third world country. Because to my understanding, no matter what happens between when you go with a third world country, she accepts all your nonsense and will stick by you. This is the mentality, right? And she literally told me, why you feel that way? And you blaming all the Puerto Rican girls, all the black girls, because your matrimonies did not work out. Well, God got the last say. So as you can see, she's black and she's Puerto Rican. She said she was not going to get married and never move. We live over here in Pennsylvania, and we married. So you see, those are things that I look. But you see, what happened was, without realizing, I really feel that God was working on me immediately. Right? I ran from him. And speaking to her, I got involved with God, you know? And we got involved more together because she wasn't churching or nothing. Mm-hmm. And when we got involved together, you know, a lot of things change. God could change you overnight. Mm-hmm. It don't have to be years. It don't have to be days. It could be instantly. Mm-hmm. Because he could do that. Because he could do what he wants to do. Right. He has the power. He is the King of Kings, Lords of Lords, healers of healers. Right. You know? And so what happened was that, you know, got an apartment and we were staying together. I really believe that I felt convicted going to church and living with her and not being married. You see, that was a quick change of mind because coming out of jail, you're not thinking about marriage or nothing. You're thinking about going with somebody, right? You've been locked up. But the reality of it is, I already knew that from the beginning when I said, if I change, I would like for her to be my wife. I always felt about myself that I'm a good man because I know how to treat women because I love my mother. And my saying is always saying, I'm never going to change it. A man that don't respect his mother won't respect his wife. So I know, and my mother raised me right on how to be a husband. And I felt she deserved it. I really felt she deserved me. And the more I love her, sometimes I say, wow, did she really, you know, she could deserve somebody better than me. But no, we content. Mm-hmm. And like she said, we've been married 18 years, going strong. We still hold our hands when we walk. We watch TV in the bed and we hold our hands. And just this Sunday, this lady came up to us in church and said, she walked up to both of us and said, oh, a minute, if I could have a minute with y'all, you know. She said, I don't know nobody in this church and I've been going here for 3 to 4 weeks. But you'll inspire me so much. You'll be holding hands. He'll be putting his arms around you. You lean on him. And it's made us feel good. And we both told her, thank you so much. You see, we told her thank you so much because when you who you are and you representing the Lord, other people see it.
Right.
So when she told us that was worth more than $1 million. It was a blessing.
Right.
And the key to it is, when you do decide to get married, get to know your companion before you do it.
Yeah.
Bring out all your skeletons from the closet.
Yeah.
And just be honest. Let's be honest. When you be honest to God, He got you. Because the reality is, you can't lie to Him anyway. And to be with somebody that you can't trust, it's not going to work. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. You know? But that's just a little clipping, and we'll have much more for y'all. You know? We're trying to be obedient with God.
I am.
And God done put this in our minds. I know I started first. That means that she's been behind the scene. She's been a great help to me, a great inspiration, you know? And now I'm trying to be that great help to her and the great inspiration because she has the gift. It's just letting go.
Amen.
You know? And as a team we're going to keep holding our hands and doing this together as one.
Yes. God
bless y'all. Real Talk with Victor. We love you very much. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I don't know if I could convince him for 2 days in a row. God bless.
Bye.